Hello, third graders. I am freezing in my house, so I am bundled up. Welcome to chapter 5. This video is just the introduction part to our new chapter. So chapter 5, use multiplication facts. We have been working on understanding the multiplication facts and getting a sense of what they are, how we get these products. But we're going to actually be using the multiplication. And you'll see there are, in the table of contents, 5 lessons. This chapter, we will start before winter break. When we come back from winter break, we will have 2 days of review. And then our first Wednesday back will be your test on chapter 5. So you'll definitely want to make sure you have good notes from these next 2 weeks and keep your chapter 5 math book safe. And I will show you where you can kind of practice a little bit over break with the chapter 5 test that's in this booklet. It will match a lot of what you will see in your chapter 5 test. So when we are starting a new chapter, we have this page that says show what you know. This is helping you make sure you understand these basic important skills like adding tens. 30 plus 30 equals. So we've got 3 tens plus 3 tens equals 6 tens. 30 plus 30 equals 60. Kind of basic, hopefully, and it feels good. You can also do 40 plus 50 is 4 tens plus 5 tens is, you can see that's 9 tens, and 9 tens is 90. You want to make sure you can regroup tens as hundreds, right? So 35 tens, right? Imagine 35 of those sticks is really 3 hundreds and 5 tens. So you can take 10 sticks and put them into one square, right? If that was one block, let's say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not really good at drawing them, but you get the idea, right? And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left over. So if you have 10, 20, 30 tens is the same as 3 hundreds, right? So think of those place value blocks that we would use in the classroom. And multiplication facts through 9. So we've been working on those. You can use a multiplication chart. You can roll your numbers. You have different strategies we've worked on. The back of this page, and that was page 187. This is page 188, the very front of your booklet, goes over the vocabulary. Now, there's a lot of vocabulary related to multiplication, and some of it is a little tricky and unfamiliar, so you need to practice with it. And so this chart is helping you to conceptualize multiplication. So these numbers, so 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, what do we call these here? And we'll look at the list. It's not an array. Oh, it's one of these with a check. Are they factors? No. They're multiples. They're not products. So these are the multiples of 2. Any number, when you're counting by 2s, all of the numbers that you say are the multiples. If I was counting by 4s, my multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, right? Those are my multiples. If I'm counting by 6s, and that's my itsy bitsy spider song, 6, 12, 18, 24, all of those are multiples. All right, so now these arrows, 4 and 3, are they factors or are they products? Factors or products? Hopefully you said factors. The numbers that you multiply together, those are the factors. They're the parts, part. The whole, the answer, is the product. Right, that was the last check mark left, so that was the last one it could have been. Now, at the bottom here, understand vocabulary. Here, we're going to try to fill in these with the rest of the numbers that are not checked, okay? So, an ordered set of numbers or objects in which the order helps you predict what will come next. So that predict what will come next and the order, like if I were to give you this An ordered set of shapes. What do you think would come next? Triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle, square. This is an ordered set of shapes, but an ordered set of numbers is the same kind of thing. A pattern. These multiples are a pattern too, right? So we've got pattern off our list. A set of objects arranged in rows and columns. Rows and columns. Not these properties. Hundreds, no. We might arrange them in rows and columns. Ones, no. Place value, no. Tens, equation, no. Remember those 3 groups of 3? We might lay them out that way. That's an array. Now, number 3, a number sentence that uses the equal sign to show 2 amounts are equal. This word equal, I think it's so cold my tongue is frozen, has to do with this word equation, and they have part of the same spelling in there. So an equation uses an equal sign, and we'll talk more about equations in this chapter. Oops, just equation. I said it plural and I wrote it plural, but I meant to put singular. The property that states that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each addend by the number and then adding the products, so that you could kind of separate it out. Is that the commutative or the distributive? Now, I always think of the commutative as just changing the order. Distributive is the one that this is talking about, that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each addend by the number and then adding the products. So distributive. And that would be like 3 times 4 equals 3 times 2 plus 3 times 2. Right? So we could kind of separate that out. Now, number 5, the value of each digit in a number based on the location of the digit. The value, that word value, is in our definition. It's actually in our word, the place value. So is it the hundreds? Is it the tens? Is it the ones? All right, the rest of the beginning of this chapter, you have your flashcards that you can cut out or you can keep in your book. You can copy those words, all of these words, onto some cards or pieces of paper and make your own cards and play this game called Pick It. Your parents or your older brothers or sisters, or even your slightly younger brothers or sisters, might want to play with you. And it goes over that. There's some writing that you can do on the back. And that brings us to lesson 5.1. So this will be in a separate video. I did say I would make sure to show you where over winter break, if you want to keep a little fresh, you can do some of this review and just know that the Wednesday we come back, you will have a math test on chapter 5. I'll see you in the lesson 5.1 video. Thanks.